Hello, my name is Miriam Rios, and in this video I will talk about project-based learning. First of all, let's take a look at what project is. A project is a sequence of unique, complex, and connected activities having one goal or purpose and that must be completed by a specific time. A project ends when its objectives have been reached or the project has been terminated. Project-based learning is a teaching method in which students learn by actively engaging in real-world and personally meaningful projects. When designing project-based learning units, teachers start by articulating the competencies they want students to understand and be able to show mastery. Then they design the different ways students can demonstrate that mastery through hands-on, project-based learning that is authentic, meaningful, personalized, and engaging. Project-based learning starts with driving questions. These big questions inspire student curiosity and allow students to connect prior experiences and learning to the project. Assessment happens continually throughout the process, so students receive regular helpful feedback. The process of learning includes risk-taking, revision, creativity, and designing thinking. By showcasing their projects, students connect with a meaningful audience, discuss their learning process, and celebrate their success publicly. Project-based learning inspires students to go deeper with their learning, so that learning sticks and lasts and grows into transformative learning experiences. The history of project-based learning can be traced back to the progressive tradition advocated by John Dewey. Dewey is one of the educational psychologists who pioneered learning experiences and supports project-based learning. Dewey expects students to have an authentic learning experience. Through real and practical experience, he believes students will master new knowledge and skills. Through active learning, knowledge and skills will become more meaningful. John Dewey, with his works focusing on learning by doing, is regarded by some researchers as the founder of project-based learning. Dewey's theories on learning advocated a lifelong learning approach where learning happens when students interact during real-life tasks. However, other researchers argue that the American philosopher Kilpatrick, a Dewey's successor, is the actual founder of project-based learning. Kilpatrick defines PBL as a set of meaningful activities in a social environment that focus on a specific content or on the theme. As such, PBL focuses on learning by doing, experimenting, problem solving, teamwork, social skills, understanding, collaboration and partnership, and taking responsibility. The previous argument confirms that both Dewey and Kilpatrick played a major role in revolutionizing education. PBL is a branch of learning through experience and based on constructivism learned theory. This theory was developed by Vygotsky in 1978. Social constructivist theory suggests that when taking part in educational projects, learners are given the opportunity to interact with their peers, exchange ideas, and ask questions, which helps them to develop their skill and gain new knowledge. One of the famous constructions of Vygotsky is proximal development zone. According to Vygotsky, the teacher can stimulate this zone by giving a lot of opportunity to the responding student to cover the skill and abilities. There are some studies which integrate multiple intelligence with project-based learning method. Gardner argues that humans possess a number of distinct intelligence that manifest themselves in different skills and abilities. The theory of multiple intelligence offers 8 ways of teaching and learning styles. Traditional teaching strategies tend to focus on verbal linguistic and mathematical logical intelligence alone. This can create frustration for people who are comfortable with less traditional learning modalities, such as kinesthetic, visual, interpersonal, intrapersonal, musical, or naturalist. Project-based learning allows the teacher to incorporate numerous teaching and learning strategies into project planning and implementation. An application of the project's approach to EFL introduces a model which illustrates the process of project work in 6 steps. Step 1. Students explore the resources, and in order to create a frame for the project, they state questions. Step 2. Group members make a project plan. They ask questions as, where are we going? What will we learn? Versus they choose their roles in the project. Step 3. Group members are organized and analyze the data and information. Step 4. The members define the essential points in their presentation and then decide on how to present the project. Step 5. Presentation can be made in different schools, classes versus places. Step, Step 6. Students share the feedback of everyone on their project. Both students and the teacher share the projects with everyone. Sample project-based learning activity in classroom. Introductions. For example, we live in a different culture, Indians, Germans, or Mexicans, versus we live in different cultures so that they have their own living style. Purposes. Present different lifestyles and different cultures and countries. The teacher comes to the classroom without his or her own clothes because he or she is wearing a different costume which belongs to a different nation or country. Necessary materials. Different clothes, hat, scarves, parkas versus that belong to some of the nations in the world. Process of the project. Introduction, group sharing, explanation of the project. Application 1. The group leader presents a map of the target country. 2. Students share their knowledge and beliefs versus of the target country and or on sub of city with group members. 3. The leader creates small groups on the personal preference of the group members. 4. Each group uses their own materials. 5. Small groups explore the target country in books and on the internet. 6. Each group prepares a presentation and develops at least two skills, reading and writing. For example, they have to create a brochure of the most iconic places in the country detailing how to get to each place. Then they will read it. 7. All of the students present their project to the student in the classroom and also share their feedback with them. Evaluation. In the evaluation process, the teacher asks. Also, in the project-based learning activities, students evaluate each other in the group. To finish, here you have the references of the information pages such as academic papers, research journals, and PDF books that I used to do this work. Thank you for your attention.